So I'm just going to take a moment to put my destroy pipe actor back off camera. What we want to do now is program our pipes to kind of show up a little bit differently. And what I mean by that is if we preview things, you can see that our pipes are spawned or created at the center of that spawn pipe actor, and then they move across the screen and they're all exactly the same height and the same position. We want to randomize that position now. So the way that we do this is we'll go back into our spawn pipe actor, and with our backstage open, we can see the programming that we've already done, which is our every 3 seconds spawn this pipe. What we want to do is we want to change something in this second box right here. This first box is the position of the pipe in X, and this second box is the position of the pipe in Y. So X is horizontal or left to right on our screen, and then Y is vertical, up and down. So for instance, we're at 0, which means it's going to show up at the center of our spawn pipe actor. If I were to type in the number, let's say 500 here, and then preview my scene, you can see that our pipes are now showing up in a very different position. If I were to type in the number minus 100, and then preview this, you can see that now they're showing up in a different position altogether as well. So what we want is for our pipes to show up in different positions, but not always the same position, in the sense that now we're at minus 100 or plus 500. We want it to kind of jump between those numbers. And the way that we do that is we click on this little expression button right here. So click on the little E or pull down, and that's going to give you this pop-up. And inside this pop-up, we're going to choose a very, very powerful function, which is the random function, which is kind of just a little line of code which helps us choose between a set of numbers. So I'll click on function. And don't worry about what all these things are. What you want to do is scroll down to where it says random and double click on that so it gets added here in this expression box. And you notice by default it says random min max. Well, the min and the max you're always going to want to replace with a set of numbers. So you saw that we experimented a little bit earlier by typing in 500 or 100 or minus 100. If we find the set of numbers that we want to kind of jump between, we can then plug them in here. So in this case, I'm just going to type in 100 and 500. So essentially what this means is that instead of just spawning the pipe at 0 relative to the spawn pipe actor, it's now going to spawn either 100 pixels or 500 pixels off from the center point of that spawn actor. And it's going to randomly choose between those. So let's hit the check mark. So you can see that we have this expression in here now, random 100, 500. And let's preview this. So we shouldn't get pipes in the same position. So we have a pipe up here. We have a pipe down there. This one's a little higher. This one's much higher. So you can see now our pipes are in random positions. But we only have our pipes seemingly coming out of the top of our screen. So we can fix this the same way that we set up our scene to wrap with our ground. So we'll go back into the Scene tab. So again, click on your Scene tab. And earlier we turned on Wrap in X, which was left and right or horizontal. Now we want to turn on Wrap in Y. And when we turn that on, watch what happens. When our pipes kind of disappear up the top here, they also come now out of the bottom. And now we're getting that very specific Flappy Bird double pipe look. So we didn't actually have to create 2 sets of pipes. We just have one pipe that's wrapping through our scene. So very, very powerful function, this random function. I'm sure you're going to use it over and over again.